What is up, everybody? Solomon here. Super excited to be with Genfinity, interviewing a multitude of builders across Web3. Today, we're diving deep into the internet computer with ICP Hub out of North America, so Canada and the US. We're also going to be talking about Quantum Leap Labs, which is the North American incubator of the internet computer ecosystem. We've got 3 projects up here with us today that are building on IC. Fantasy Extreme, Block Bolt, and BIP Quantum. We're going to start this out with, we have a huge panel, as you guys can see, but we're going to start this out with maybe just some more focused talk around IC Hub North America. I've got Javier with me, and I've got Ridfix. So Javier, if you could intro yourself, tell us a little bit about your role at IC North America Hub, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the opportunity today to talk about ICP Hub Canada and the US, the incubator Quantum Leap Labs, and also the projects that we are incubating. Yes, I'm Javier Arroyo. I'm the leader. I'm the co-founder of the ICP Hub Canada and the US. This is an initiative powered by the Definity Foundation, a major contributor to the Internet Computer blockchain. We have already 25 ICP hubs across the globe, plus other spokes, more than 40 countries covered by the ICP Hub network. And also I'm the partner of Quantum Leap Labs, is the official incubator of the ICP Hub Canada and the US.
That's awesome. Yeah, and they're the top. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
No, like we have here my partner as well, Ridfix Paliwal, that he's also helping me a lot, not only with the Quantum Leap Labs, also with the ICP Hub North America or ICP Hub Canada and the US as a tech advisor as well.
You want to give us an intro, Ridfix? I know we've got a panel of 9 up here, but I would love to hear a little bit about yourself.
Sure, I'll keep it quick. Hello, everyone. My name is Ridfix. I'm the tech advisor at ICP Hub Canada in the US and partner at Quantum Leap Labs. To introduce Quantum Leap Labs, it's one of the first ICP-focused incubator out of North America, but we are focusing projects from all over the globe. The main goal of Quantum Leap Labs is to find talent, founding teams, and projects who are passionate about building on the ICP ecosystem, and then who would want to later on build a decentralized autonomous organization on the ICP protocol itself. So when the founding team joins our incubator, they usually spend as much as time they want before they're comfortable of spinning a DAO out of the incubator. Typical phases includes, development of POC, then MVP. During this phase, the teams usually dive deep into hands-on coding and building out the awesome product. During this time, we do support projects with helping them with the grant application if they do want support from Definity Foundation, which is one of the major contributor of ICP. Once the project have a MVP built, we do help them with community building, marketing, and initial user acquisition. And this is the right time we basically gauge the product market fit of the product itself. And we do introduce teams to the pre-seed investor network. We have partners with within the Quantum Leap Lab ecosystem. Once the project basically shows enough traction, we then do dive deep into their in-depth economy or their governance and the tokenomics model. And based on that, we do provide them with specific tokenomics guidance of their future tokens, which then will generate once the DAO spins out. Also, we do help with a lot of legal support in terms of where these projects are from, where they would want to incorporate their DAO, and how they can tie up the token with the governance of the legal entity itself. Yes, in a nutshell, then the project basically goes through the SNS, which is the framework of creating a DAO on the ICP layer protocol itself, and then selling the tokens against the funding which the DAO needs. But the goal of the Quantum Leap Labs doesn't just stop there. We would want to be involved in the long-term success of these projects and these DAOs, and that's where we do participate in their governance later on as well over the long term. Yeah, this is one of the short introductions. So if anybody out there looking to build on ICP network can join Quantum Leap Labs, we have two programs here. One is the Accelerator program, and one is the Innovator in Residence on the top of the website. Accelerator program is mainly for people who already have a POC MVP built out and they just want to accelerate and get the DAO created. The residence program is for somebody who is coming from outside the ecosystem, outside the Web3 ecosystem, or is a student who would want to spend a little bit of more time getting their head wired around what DAOs are, what tokenomics are, and what the whole decentralized Web3 dApps offer to the community. So looking
Yeah.
forward for a couple of
Yeah.
applications, and yeah. Mhm.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, just looking forward for people who would want to build on the ICP, and then Quantum Leap Labs can help in any way possible.
That's awesome. Javier, I mean, I'm curious from your stance, like, working with, I see there's like 10 incubated projects. Darren, by the way, let's go back and forth here because I know we've got 9 people. So I'll maybe shotgun a question and then you shotgun a question and we go from there. But Javier, I see like, at least 10 projects in 2024 being incubated thus far through Quantum Leap Labs. What are some of the biggest needs that you would say from the incubation standpoint? I think it's always interesting because you have great developers out there, but sometimes they might not have the help that they need from a marketing standpoint or the help that they need from like a coaching standpoint for how to run. So all the different stuff that comes along with it. But I would love maybe your thoughts around the types of projects you're incubating. I know we've got a few up here today, and what their needs kind of really are in this space to help them grow.
Yeah, of course. Normally, these projects, we can see like different aspects. Sometimes they are really, really strong in the tech side, right? They know really well Motoko, the native programming language on ICP, or they know really well TypeScript or Python, but maybe they don't know exactly how it works, the DAOs, right? How you can register a DAO in different countries, right? Or for example, how you can get onboarding users in your beta version, or like how you can be exposure to PRs, right, and different media or different journalists that can showcase your projects. And then basically we are helping with the whole process. Other projects, for example, they are really good on that. They're really good in go to conferences, showcase their projects, but they don't know exactly how to build on ICP, back end, front end, how to use the WASM or how to use the TypeScript, Python, Motoko. And that's why we are trying to implement all these things and put together. Also, our relation with the projects is not only pre-SNS and SNS. It's also post-SNS, because at the end of the day, we want the best for the ecosystem, for the Internet Computer Protocol. And, to have like successful projects like and with million and million of users, this is a long-term path, right? You cannot like achieve these milestones in 3 months or in 6 months or in a year. That's why after SNS, also we support all these projects. And then came to the ICP Hub Canada and the US, because they are pretty well connected. We have 3 different phases. That is the awareness, right? Spread the word about the Internet Computer. Then education, and is do like courses for the students, or go through like universities, do hackathons, and educate people like to use Internet Computer. And then the bottom of the funnel, or the down of the funnel, is exactly launch and incubator and launch, right? And this is why Quantum Leap Labs is doing a lot of effort here for this incubation phase, and then launch these projects through the SNS. And also on top of that, just to finish as well, the ICP Hub network, we just launched recently Olympus. Olympus platform is exactly a platform that you can connect everyone, projects, entrepreneurs, developers, investors, VCs, and we are working so hard on this. And Quantum Leap Labs is one of the pillars of Olympus platform that we will launch pretty soon, and it will be a game changer, sincerely, because now it's also, we see like we have a lot of good projects, but we don't have investors, right? Or even the investors ask us for good projects, good ideas. And Quantum Leap Labs, we are trying to connect both, to go through the SNS and raise money to implement these projects.
So Olympus is going to connect investors to developers and just kind of strengthen the community, but is it more of like a social media platform? How does Olympus work?
It's not a social media. It's you can say it's a platform that connect everyone, right? We have different cohorts, each ICP hub, and we have also like incubators from outside the ecosystem. Is the way that you can showcase the projects, right? And if you, as an investor, go through, for example, through this Olympus platform, you can see the different projects that are in the different cohorts per hub and per incubator, right? Even if you are a project and you need to find developers and you need to hire people, the platform also allows to hire developers from your team, right? And this is now we are working so hard on this. The beta version is there, and now we are. I think it will be launched and ready in a month. But this is an initiative that all the hubs are included, all the incubators that like are participating or collaborating with the hubs as well, and we also have different partners and investors that are putting money on this. But yeah, this is something like pretty soon. We will launch the whole Olympus, and we will do the announcements in our social media platforms in ICP Hub Canada and the US, ICP network, and for sure in Quantum Leap Labs.
Javier, so if I'm looking at, can you just maybe talk about, and I know you talked about obviously all the hubs being a part of Olympus, and I know we were talking about kind of the incubation aspects through Quantum Leap. When you get into directly, the work that you're facilitating through IC North America, maybe just walk us through a little bit of where maybe some of the differences may lie between something like Quantum Leap Labs and IC Hub North America, and kind of some of the roles that these hubs are functioning in.
Of course, yes. The website we have to update because this is not the logo. Before we were ICP Hub North America, but now it's ICP Hub Canada and the US. You can go through the Twitter account and see exactly what is the new logo, the account of ICP Hub Canada and the US in Twitter. Yeah, exactly. This is the logo that we have, and basically each hub they are focused in different aspects, right? For example, if you say like the ICP hub in Dubai, they are focused more in investors and VCs. If you go through the ICP hub in Africa, you can say in Nigeria or Kenya, they are focused a lot in developers, but also in awareness, right, in these countries. And if you go through ICP hub Canada and the US, for example, for us, education is priority. If you check the 20 top universities across the globe, 18 or 17 universities are from North America, right? Canada and the US. The students and the talent that we have here is pretty huge. That's why we are focusing a lot in have these partnerships with blockchain clubs, with universities, and try to engage them through blockchain, AI, and internet computer. We are organizing a lot of hackathons with top universities. We can say a few examples with Harvard, UCLA, MIT, Michigan, University of Washington in Seattle, and then of course in Canada as well, in Toronto, UBC. We have also like an ambassador program to point out the internet computer technology in all of these universities, and of course we are partnering as well with really good names on the ecosystem in Web3 in North America. We can say Learn Web3 DAO, or Crypto Chicks, or ETH Toronto, Blockchain Futurist Conference, College DAO. And that's more or less, this is the idea for the ICP Hub Canada and the US. You can say it's like a non-profit foundation, like powered by the Definity. And the idea is like gather all the ecosystem in Canada, the blockchain ecosystem in Canada and the United States to use Internet Computer Protocol, right? And then we have Quantum Leap Labs. That is the way that all this talent and all the projects that we have from the ICP Hub Canada and the US go through the Quantum Leap Labs, incubate these projects, accelerating, and go through the SNS. And that's the vision that we have.
Will Quantum Leap Labs have a token? And if so, is there what's the functionality to the token?
I am not sure. Quantum Leap Labs doesn't have a token out there. It's a private incubator, so I'm pretty sure like somebody else would have created a token named with Quantum Leap Labs. We don't have any official token.
I know, Javi, you've invited a few of the incubated projects here with us today too, and this I think is the biggest maybe video panel interview we've done. So Without getting into the weeds with individual introductions for everybody, I wanted to say thanks to Sam, Pradeep, Dars, Malik, Sherry, and Ritvik. I know you're with, obviously, the incubator aspect, but we have a big panel. So I think what I want to do is maybe we'll go in order here. And then maybe we do like a little bit of an intro first as we kind of go through what you guys are building, and then you guys can kind of share screen. So I guess I'll start with Fantasy Extreme. And before you guys kind of share screen here, maybe walk us through a little bit about what you guys are building and why you're choosing to build it on Internet Computer.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. And amazing to be with all of you. Literally, I have never expected that this is going to be this one. So let me introduce myself first, and then I think we can go to the fantasy extreme. So, guys, I'm Sherry, a young Microsoft certified professional, and today representing as the CEO of the Fantasy Extreme. I have around 8 years of experience in the blockchain development sector, having a big team in who all are the experts in the blockchain. And Malik is one of them. He is basically the CTO. So definitely, I'm very thrilled to talk about the fantasy extreme here. Basically, the fantasy comes from my past. If I talk about it, so I have been passionate sports for as long, I think, as I can remember. I have a passion about. So combining my passion with my interest in the technology led me to create something this truly unique in the fantasy sports world, and I'm here with the fantasy extreme. So regarding more, I would like to ask Malik. Please, Malik, go ahead on it from here.
Hi everyone, how are you guys? So the concept, as Sherry mentioned, was long with us since long. We have actually tried to launch earlier, maybe 3 to 4 years back, a Web 2 based fantasy platform. But because of traditional Web 2 issues, we thought to stop it, and we said that it's not right way to do it. That was our perception. I think the business model is very limited when it comes to Web 2 limitations and the fantasy stream. So then we were doing some research, and this idea was kind of in the back of our mind. We have done our R&D in the start, but then we kept it pending. And around 2 years back, we came across ICP as a protocol because we are a solution provider. So it came to us through some client who wanted to develop some projects on ICP. So where we came across, we worked with it, and then we realized that this is a platform which we should utilize to develop the game. The game itself, what we are trying to do here is that currently fantasy sports market is really great, and it's exploding like anything because of interest and media coverages and everything. So what we do, that we are giving people to chance to enjoy the game, the sports, in a different way, where they can be feeling the same excitement as a player playing in the game is feeling, having direct, you can say in English, like having a skin in the game. So every person who creates a fantasy, who creates a team, he feels that he have a in the game, and he can feel the real thrill of the match, moments of the match. So that's the concept. We are starting with football as our first step. It's not, as I mentioned, it's a first step only. We have plans to integrate all other team-based sports. The second step is we are planning for um, American football. Then we are planning for rugby and cricket. These are in pipeline. We're starting with football. Of course, it's the biggest sports in the world, so that's the starting point. So as a user, what you can do is that you will be selecting a team of, if it's football, 11 players from playing pool of the players, and how the players perform in the real world. If it's a football match, how they have tackled, how many fouls they have done, how many goals they have scored. These all stats of each player of your team will be converted into points, and then will be assigned to you. So a contest will be joined by many players, many users with their own specific teams, and then they will be competing between themselves to have a ultimate reward. So it will be monetized. We will be starting with ICP, then we are planning for CKBTC integration, and in the third phase, with the guidance of course Quantum Leap Labs, we will plan for our own token. but we plan to start with the ICP token and then CKBTC as our payment option. So the entry fees and the rewards will be paid in those particular currencies. If we talk about the problem currently the web fantasy sports have, like the biggest problem is geographical boundaries. In the traditional financial system, you have to register in a certain country so that the banks do support you. So if I am sitting in, for example, if there is a fantasy company in somewhere in Asia and you are in Canada and you want to play that game, even if there is a financial rewards, the process is really headache, and maybe you will not be able to join those competitions, even if how much you like them. So we want to remove those barriers, and we want to take it boundaryless. So every person sitting anywhere in the world should be able to enjoy the game, same like any other person sitting in any other part of the world. So
yeah, I have something very special to discuss here. Regardless of this problem, this is for you, Sam, because I think you are very, very curious. You are getting very curious in it now. So I'm seeing your expression and you're getting curious. So that's why for you, basically, uh, having regardless of this problem, we still have 90 million players who are playing the fantasy sports. Still have, and if we talk about our results, you can see that. Let me show you something, and definitely you are going to like it a lot. Just give me a second. So yes, you guys can see my slide.
it's loading.
Yes. Yeah. Now it's yeah.
So having these geographical problems, we still have the records of 2021. It was a market size of $20.69 billion, and over only on 90 million people were participating in only four platforms. But now, with the fantasy, when there is no geographical, we have expected that this is going to be at least 48 billion in next 2 to 3 years. This is the main reason that why we are coming on the blockchain, why we are focusing on this thing. So this is the main reason.
Awesome. I know you guys are on share screen right now, so if there's anything else you want to share with us about Fantasy Extreme, that'd be cool. And then maybe I'll ask, what's the relationship been like and the support been like so far from Quantum Leap Labs, kind of falling under the incubation program?
Yep, I have a bit of sneak peek ready for you guys just to show how the things work. I will explain the process. It's a small video. Just let me share my screen.
They are awesome. They literally are spoon feeding us the Quantum Leap Labs to how to incubate, basically how to do a project. Thank you so much, Javier and Ritik. You guys are literally helping us a lot.
So here we go. First thing, of course, internet identity connection. After, if you see currently, Europa championship is going on. So these upcoming matches are showing there. So all we are currently during our testing phases, we are covering Europa League as our test cases. Previous matches will be shown. That's a home page. This particular section is really interesting. Here we will be showing the people who have sorted as per the top leaders, earners from our website, our platform. So because as I mentioned, every contest will be having a monetary reward. So the players who are on the leaderboard list, top 4 leaderboard players will be shown on this particular section of the platform. I will explain the process of creation of the. So same like this. If we are covering multiple leagues, every matches of every league will be shown in under the particulars for the user experience. Upcoming matches times, they can pre-plan their teams. They can do it right before the match. It's up to them. They will be able to see all the past results. They can see what happened and these kind of things. They have the complete track of everything. So this is the process of team creation. So first thing, as I said, we are focusing on football right now. So first thing in football is formation. So depending on the formation, they will be able to select the players. Any player they select, players are sorted in 4 main categories, and we have option to select 11 players plus 4 substitutes. Substitutes will be having half of the points comparing to the main 11 playing 11. This is kind of concept. So as soon as the team is created, every player can be seen here. They can review everything, and then they can proceed for the creation process. They can change formations. Depending on the formations, it will be adjusting the players from the reserves and etc. And as soon as they mention the name, because they can create multiple teams, that's why they name the teams to differentiate them. So these were the team created by any team you want to review later. You can view it. It will show in the exact formation you selected last time, and then you select the contest. So these are the plans if you see the concept of monetization. So for example, this entry fees, there will be a fixed entry fees, and then there will be a fixed prize pool, which will be, we are planning to give as of now, not confirmed, but 80 to 90% of the collected whole collection entry fees pool will be distributed back to the users to motivate them to come in again. So it will be kind of fantasy sports with the P2E concept. So of course, for user experience, we have kept the things like they can see all their contests in the past, in future, they can create the contest in future and these kind of things. So development process is, we are actively development on it. We are expecting it to be there very, very soon, sooner than expected. User can see the ranking points and everything of the players, even the competitors. So that's the mainly the whole process, the core functionality of the platform.
Awesome. No, we really appreciate you guys sharing it with us. And then, so yeah, I mean, you guys can check out Fantasy Extreme. That's at FEX Officials. And again, Javier, you got a kudos there from the team, from the Quantum Leap Lab standpoint.
I want to, sorry for interruptions. I wanted to highlight this Quantum Leap Labs. It's before going to them, we were thinking that we are technically very sound because we had very long history of blockchain development. We were working with ICP, but really working with those guys, it's not like marketing parts. Okay, we were expecting that we are going into the incubation program, so there will be a lot of help there. So we were thinking that we are technically so strong that we may not need them. But frankly speaking, as you say, that since we started working with them, they have helped us to streamline our processes, the latest updates happening in the ICP platform, some technologies they have mentioned, so which integrating them really helped us to scale our project, improve the performance and these kind of things. So sometimes, you know, when people go to the incubation program, especially somebody like us who have strong technical background, they assume that it will be only about marketing and the campaigns and maybe some community buildings. In simple words, attaining some funds, you know, that's a core feature sometimes in the mind. But it's not that practically. It's a complete experience. Like Ritvik being the technical, he is with me directly in touch, and we are maybe talking. He is personally interested. What are the milestones you guys have achieved? What you guys are going to do this week? Which developer is doing what? How you are doing it? He is reviewing our code. Every MR we are doing, he is reviewing it personally. He is giving so much time. On the other hand, if you say Xavier, he is having regular meetings by our marketing department, keeping them updated, how many articles, keeping the track of everything, reviewing everything before they post. So it's not about just final step that is SMS and everything. It's a whole experience. I can say that. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
It's a team building, guys. Thank you so much.
It's a team building.
Thank you, Sharif, for the kind words.
Awesome. I'm gonna go to the Block Bolt team here, and maybe as I'm kind of going through this stuff just a little bit here, I know that we got two of you guys up here. Just give us maybe an overview, decentralized payment protocol, what you guys are building, and then feel free after we get through maybe just the intro to maybe share your screens as well.
Sure thing. First of all, thank you for inviting on this AMA, and really thank you to Javier and Ritvik for all these things. So let's start with Blockbolt. I'm sharing my screen.
Yep, let me get it up here. Let me know when you have it and you can share. Oh, getting it.
Yeah. Sure. So Blockbolt is a decentralized payment protocol which helps businesses to have crypto onboarding for their payments. So like we allow businesses to accept payment in crypto. So whether it can be on multiple chains, we support multiple chains. So if we go here, like we have smart contract integration available, easy integration of our SDK, which can be done through our SDK. We support multiple currency. We have a scalable architecture and instant payment protocol. So like when you do payments using our SDK, these are like just in a real time. So apart from this, like we are developing it since 8 months, and we received grant from SUI Foundation as well as a Definity Foundation, right? And so before going to the product demo, I would like to run the video, which will showcase how the product works and what all products we have.
There's no audio, is there?
Yeah, there is issue with audio. Doris, we cannot hear you.
Pradeep,
Yeah, so
audio is not.
oh, so okay, it's fine. So this is the like POS system which we have it. So like what users have to do it, like a merchant, just they have to integrate it into their system. So I would like to go over here. So we have our technical architecture which integrates our SDKs into merchant websites, and merchants can start accepting payment. So if you see here, this is the POS system where user can start accepting payments. So I will do one demo session here. So this is the store where Blockbolt payment integration is done. So any of e-commerce store or a grocery store which can integrate our payment protocol on the go. So it's like just anyone without a coding knowledge also can do these things. So for example, like this is the Blockbolt demo. So I will just add one of the product, and then we'll go for a checkout purpose. So if I do a checkout, I will have to put my all the details for shipping details, and then we just put a place order. Just to okay. So here we provide multiple options to them. Like there's a cryptocurrency options, there's cash on delivery, and the credit card. We will be integrating it soon. So let's go to cryptocurrency, and then we move to next. So now we'll be we have multiple payment options available on the blockchain. So we have SUI also, Solana also, and internet computer also. So like internet computer is good because like you can use your CKBTC, you can use Ethereum and Bitcoin also using CKBTC and CKE. Okay, so let's do a test transaction here. And by the way, it's all on the mainnet. It's not nothing. It's on a test net. It's all mainnet. So we have integrated plug wallet, which will support the payment. Okay. So I will have to approve the transaction. I will just pay now. Okay, done. So your order placed successfully, and you can see like what was the merchant blockchain name you have used, order ID, and the transaction should complete. So here on the payment dashboard, like merchants can verify what payment came to them. So there are all details available. So like the recent transaction we did, you can easily see it here. The time is available, the pay links on everything. So now the POS system, what anyone can do, even you have your Android mobile, you can just download Android POS from our merchant dashboard and you can start accepting payments.
Now, are you able to like, let's say that I'm running an e-commerce shop or that I'm running a business and I want to accept whatever I want to accept. Are you able to kind of like filter and sort by clients as well? Let's say you have different clients and you want to make sure that you can keep track that those clients are paying for on time, or is this kind of just like a more of a checkout thing where if they're buying products?
Yeah, it's more of checkout buying products. So like if you have a store and you want to accept payments in cryptocurrency, what you have to do is just integrate into your existing POS machine and you can start accepting it. So what you have to do is like you just go here and create account and then you put all your details like merchant name, business description, support email, and everything you have to do. Then in the block bolt payment configuration, you have to select which blockchains you want to accept. For example, Sui, Solana, Internet of Things, Binance. So like we can activate whichever we want. So if I don't want to accept it in Sui, I will just deactivate from here and I can activate it vice versa. It's totally up to the merchant how they want it. So like
that's pretty cool too, that you can actually kind of customize what you want to accept based on products or whatever it may be, because at the end of the day we talk about like programmability and user options and we just don't see it all the time. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, apart from that, like we not all users like we want this system to work with existing systems, so we are providing the cash on delivery and credit card option. So like it's not just like we have to target the crypto, like if someone comes and like he doesn't have a crypto, so we don't want to lose this customer, right? So merchants can have option of cash on delivery and credit card also, so all the things will be have on a one platform. They don't have to use another POS for all these things.
So payments often have sensitive information and blockchains are transparent. Can you talk about the privacy issue and how you solve that?
Yeah, regarding the privacy, there's like everything is happening on the blockchain itself. Like if you see here is the architecture. So there is no mediator here. Everything is happening between the merchant and the blockchain. If you see all these, for example, this developer creates a request and the request goes to ICP and then we get the response back. So there is no mediator between where the privacy issue can happen. Okay, and then we have our multiple products where where we have developed it in 8 months. Like we have a Bolt checkout, which as I explained, we have a DeFi wallet where we have a mobile wallet, a block Bolt where you can store your currencies. Like it supports currently it supports Aptos, it supports Sui, and we are working on ICP wallet also. Scheduled payments is like when you want to accept payment from someone, like you have to take payment on every month basis or there's some installment. So you can schedule those payments to get them, and the user will directly get this link and they can pay directly via scan and pay. Bolt POS is like on the physical store. You just have to install it in your existing POS machine and you can start accepting payments.
That's pretty interesting that you guys are tying in DeFi aspects as well. You think about like running an online, merchant portal and you're selling products. I'm curious, like, just in your opinion, where you see that might go, might be going in the future. God, I can't talk. As far as like, let's say for example, and I like the aspect that you guys you have different options. So you certainly don't want to turn away a client just because they're not currently using digital assets. Yes. But for those that are accepting digital assets, do you feel like over time that online merchants might start playing around a little bit in DeFi or doing things like staking or doing whatever else it may be with whenever they do receive digital assets? Maybe just talk a tiny bit about that, about why you guys have the DeFi aspects tied in.
Yeah, so DeFi aspect come in like when there's a inter-country traveling, and for example, I'm currently in India, right? And I used to visit multiple countries. So the currency exchange and everything, that's a tedious task. So like if there's a cryptocurrency, it's universally acceptable. So anyone can just like without converting all those accessible things, we can directly just scan and pay and have our things done. For example, if I am going Dubai and I have to have an hotel, so I will just go there, and if they have a Blockbolt payment integration available, I will just scan and pay in whatever cryptocurrencies I have available, so that I don't have to purchase AED and pay them, or I do have to use my a credit card, which will charge me additional conversion rates, right? So all these features are available with Blockbolt.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Also, like we will be rewarding the merchants for using our payment protocol, and they will be there will be milestones. So like if they are doing this much of transactions, they will be getting some of the services and subscription of products for free. So for example, like the POS and all these subscription, right? It's a bundle with subscription price. So initially we will be doing all this for freemium. So first we will go for free, and once there's some threshold of the transaction, after that we will be charging some amount of transaction fees on this. So that is our revenue model.
So payments are usually like centralized, and what's the benefits of having decentralized payments, and where do you think it's going to go from here?
Yeah, so decentralized payment protocol, it's like one thing is like you don't have to switch currencies when and you don't have to have physical currencies. All like the whole infrastructure is for the ones who are currently dealing with DeFi payments, and the ones which want to onboard the DeFi payments but don't have any infrastructure. So we are providing all that infrastructure, so any merchants don't have to do here and there things. Just they have to do is like download our SDK and they have to integrate. Also, like we provide our developer support also to them. Like if they don't know like how things works, we give them a dedicated developer who will do all those things, and they can start getting payments, and also we provide support to them.
Awesome. Last question I have here kind of is just your experience dealing with Quantum Leap Labs, the incubator aspects, before we get to BIP Quantum here. And we appreciate you guys joining us today.
Yeah, sure thing. So it's really helpful from them. So like if you see, like we already developed this product since like in last 8 months, right? Then like we met with Ritvik and Javier. So technical wise we were good, but how to pitch this product to how to get the user base and how to expand it, where to go, which process we have to follow, all these things we got information from that regarding the SNS service, and or specifically Ritvik provided all the documents to us to go through, like how things work at SNS level and all those things. Those were really helpful, and then finally all things came up and we decided like this is the good place for us to move on, and then we joined hands with Quantum Leaps.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys walking us through all things Blockbolt as well. And then Sam, if you want to give us a little bit of an overview and maybe share screen a little bit on BIP Quantum, that would be fantastic.
Sure. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so my name is Sam. I'm working in blockchain since 7 years, and deep tech solution more than 14 years, and co-created 12 company startup exclusively focusing in marketing and technology. So my focus is the intellectual property, and I was super frustrated by the way how we interact with IP exclusively in technology. And I noted something. Businesses enjoy and make a lot of money using IP as an elevator. Proof is today in US only, we talk about $61 trillion value for non-tangible asset, which means as soon as you have an idea, you put it in paper, you generate a certificate from that, you grow your technology or your solution, it became a big asset. Based on that, I noted something is any AI content, for example, which is most popular today, you don't have any ability to generate certification, right? So our ambition is to disrupt the way how we interact with IP using blockchain technology. I start with a company named Artisio, which is like product of the day on Product Hunt. Super proud about that. And again, a big thank you for the team. And technically, we start using the first generation of Bitcoin stamp, evolving to Ethereum, to Polygon. And when we found ICP, I had amazing contact with Javier, and I saw a big difference from their approach as an incubator versus other blockchain, with all my respect. The first point is exclusively the human-to-human relation I didn't find in other platform and other blockchain. They give quality to human, they take time to understand what is the technology, where you're going, and exclusively they focus in you as a leader or engineer, where we are going, and if you have a clear vision about the future. So based on that, I decided to focus all the energy with them, exclusively with a project based in the community feedback. The community shared with us, we have more than 2,000 users with the other platform, Artisio, and the people said, we struggle to describe IP as a base. So we decided to push an AI to replace a lawyer, exclusively trained on US copyright as a proof of data. So the project named BIP Canton, BIP for Blockchain Intellectual Property. And I will show you like an overview here to have an idea about the ambition here. So then the ambition is generating proof of ownership. So we start with education. What is IP? How to generate IP? After that, we go through the certification, which is the most important. Organization about all the asset, because IP is the biggest asset we can have. Tokenization, of course, today we focus on Canister to build a protocol, standard protocol. We name it for now a BIP 721X. Why 721? To be totally transparent, because I collaborate for the 721C on Ethereum, and I had a lot of pleasure to explore the potential about 100% dedicated NFT process, because NFT, this is non-fungible token, we know all of us, but 100% dedicated to IP. IP is super complex. There is the jurisdiction, we need to take care about the real world. There is the verification of the creator going through a KYC or equivalent of NFID, amazing technology, by the way, again, developed on ICP, defining the licensing part, which means GameFi. We talked about the beautiful project earlier, meta use for metaverse, SaaS, physical digital reproduction, and advertisement. All this will give us the ability to go to step 5, which is the monetization. I strongly believe in the future we will not be able to invest in shares. It will be safer to invest in fraction of IP. So that's why we talk. We are going to monetization. So this is the small presentation about the project. Now where we're going, the work with the lab is super amazing. Honestly, Javier and Ritvik, everyone bring a big value to us between organization, positive feedback, challenging, and connection. So the project today, we already pushed the proof of concept. So we generate, this is the first version of our AI, is a little bit GPT style. So you generate any prompt based on your question. So instead of paying, to be totally clear, a $400 an hour an IP lawyer, you're gonna chat with your IP. Here the AI, the BIP Canton is trained on US copyright for base, and our ambition to go through multiple jurisdiction, Europe, India, Africa, Asia, etc. So let's say, for example, I don't know if you have any question, guys, about IP. Here we have some example, like you see how to secure your AI art. If anyone have a specific question related to intellectual property, you can shoot me now. If not, I'm gonna imagine something for you guys.
Yeah, I think the AI aspects are wildly interesting when you start thinking about individual intellectual property and like the creator economy stuff right now, where it's very difficult to even which is why I think it almost has to be attached to identity in some form or fashion, or on-chain identity, or maybe a mix of both. But I mean, for some context here, maybe a lot of people don't know this, but there's stats floating around that there's like over 6,000 AI startups in 2024. And then like I always think like what is then the value of authenticity? Like what's going to be the value of authenticity 5 years from now? Because what they're doing with AI already is very difficult to tell the difference between, am I getting some sort of a human response, or is this coming from AI? And then as you start, I still fervently believe that there is value in each of our ability to create, create kind of uniquely within ourselves. Like anything that I do is uniquely me. So then what is kind of the value of that? So I think it's really fascinating when we start thinking about IP in the future and what the value of it is.
Thank you so much. I 100% agree. And the value behind that, today we can talk about prompt. The prompt is the first IP, right? Because we are not, of course, I'm pretty confident we're going to have a super AI. Super AI exists already with with quantum computing, and but for now, you need to generate a prompt to be able to obtain like a result, right? So the prompt is a copyright for now. And US copyright, for example, they refuse to generate a copyright for multiple AI creation, but step by step, so everything is moving. And honestly, I strongly believe blockchain will be the key, because innovator will be not able to wait and waste time going through conventional process. And this is not only my frustration, but the frustration about a lot of creative and developer around the world. So let's start, for example, a question. I'm curious. I generate an algorithm, and I would like to know how to protect and license, for example, my my application, my software. Let's take it like that, for example. I never asked this question, for example, for this AI, so I'm pretty curious about the result. We're live here, so we're gonna see. We take a little bit time. So what happened? We're gonna scrap the data based in US copyright as a proof of data, and here we go. So we have 7 steps here to follow. The UI is not perfect, but we can understand what happened. So we go through copyright protection step. Software is automatically protected by copyright. Software licensing agreement. Choose the license model. Digital right management. DRM. Trademark protection. End user. Consult with an attorney, of course, because we need to say that. Don't forget, we want give relation between the blockchain and the conventional world. So now we go through another level. Let's say like a kind of consultation. So the first thing the AI asks about your level of understanding. So what is the IP knowledge you have? Are you a beginner, intermediate, or an expert? Based on the answer, the information will be adapted to your knowledge. Excuse me, I will put we don't disturb here. There we go. So here, the second question is, what is your target? Are you going through a patentable invention, a trademark, copyright, trade secret, or blockchain intellectual property? So the blockchain intellectual property is one of the first protocol we developed 7 years ago, between the first ERC 721, just to be clear. And the idea is to protect anything related to AI for now. So for this, we submit an IP, and we go through different steps, like the title of your creation. For example, invention A, which is the type, is it a unique piece limited edition? Exactly like NFT style. And the good thing here, think always about tokenization, right? So let's say, for example, in future, our vision is to say, one of the project, I want tokenize 20% of my IP, right? So saying limited edition, I'll go through, for example, 100,000 token. And here I'll generate the licensing, the category, sorry. Okay, let's say, for example, gaming and virtual reality. Take a tangible example, like a GameFi. You put the description, the product description, when it's the date of creation, for example, is it published or not? Of course, then you add your owner information. You can add them one by one, but I go fast just to show you the complete example. Material use, right? For example, 3D, describe the material, promo link if you have one, and the category, for example, open source, and you submit. So what happened in reality, I will show you the way. Now here we are totally in the canister of ICP. As soon as you create an account, you can use the NFID, like a custodial wallet, or AI, sorry, like the other example we saw so far. So here I create my account. Let's say I want to do it manually. And for the proof of concept, to decide to focus exclusively in text to make it super simple, create an IP. Here you put the title, for example.
Darren, I wish you and I had something like this when you and I used to do all of our deep dives, and then you would just see random videos sprouting up, like 2 days later that we're using our content.
Yeah,
exactly.
I wonder how if a bad actor, malicious actor, started using this and trying to copyright other people's information. Is there any system to like protect against that?
This is a great question. So if you go to again, I'm not a lawyer, but I work with lawyers since a couple of years now. So if you work with, let's say you go to copyright office and generate a certificate, a fake one, because you are not the real owner. So in copyright, you are not able to verify the authenticity of your content. And our mission with blockchain is to scrub the data and find if there is any similarity. So with Artizo, for example, the previous technology, we developed in-house plagiarism detector using deep learning to scrub the web exclusively like NFT marketplaces and to find similarity. If we go through another level like patenting, there is Google patent. So we can scrap with the AI and find if there is any similarity, and if your innovation, what is the percentage is like this is 100% authentic or not, right? So I'm pretty confident for the next 2-3 years with where we're going to be able to certify any kind of asset, whatever is a copyright or a patent, right? So like you can see here, I generate 3 different licensing: meta use, GameFi, and SaaS. What is my IP type? Let's say I'm pre-patent, which is not a patent exclusively. And for your knowledge, gentlemen, pre-patent is the best way to generate a proof of ownership before spending $100,000 for a patenting. Pre-patent means I prepare my patenting, right? So publication date, here, product description, and you can add the file. So we're gonna have the file and the preview, of course. So the file, which means the intellectual property, whatever is the algorithm, the software, the industrial design, and the preview, what I want to preview as like an NFT marketplace to take similarity in the marketplace to be by the collector. And here I put my personal information as a creator. We are thinking about how to do a KYC without the KYC. That's why the NFID solution is really cool. An address, here I'm Montreal, for example, and submit IP. So as soon as it's done, like you can see, less than 5 minutes, you can generate your IP. And our vision is to have a complete marketplace where investors and collector can buy a percentage of IP as an investment, supporting other projects in a crowdfunding infrastructure. So this is a global presentation.
I'm curious for you, like just your question surrounding AI, because like even to get an IP, we know how much infrastructure and data and inputs have to go into some of these large language models for AI. And I'm always curious, like when you have developers or you have whoever it is that's contributing that data, and let's say that a bunch of the data is just nonsense and it doesn't end up getting used in the LLM as the LLM's developed. How do you attach value though to the contributors that are putting in data that ends up getting used? And it's like, if you attach it to intellectual property, and then the data that one developer is putting into this LLM is used way more, then you can actually attach value back to that original kind of developer or contributor into the LLM. And it's like, what? There's probably a huge value proposition there to actually showcase real value versus a lot of stuff that might not end up being used. Like, I don't know what your thoughts are around any of that stuff, or if that makes sense, but it seems like a whole market segment that's not even being really tapped into right now. So
absolutely. Yeah,
sorry for this. Actually, the idea was so exciting, so I wanted to give my input. The thing is that sure. It's the concept. We were earlier working one concept where it was a proof of knowledge, or a proof that how you prove that this is the solution you presented, or this is the something you have added. So as he was saying that if the data is added to LLMs, it's a different value proposition. I had one query here when you are talking about tokenomics of like a marketplace where somebody can buy a 20% of it. So when he buys a 20%, it's like same standard like having a security real estate assets kind of tokenization, or we're talking about NFT kind of tokenization?
Great question. This is a great question. So there is 2 questions. For the first one, I strongly believe, yes, the future will be generated by AI. So for example, let's take a tangible example. I see concept car here, like Tesla can open a market, open a project to say, for any prompt engineer and AI designer, I'm looking for this criteria. And the AI will be super smart to be able to generate a concept with the industrial details, etc., etc. So the valuation of the AI content will be measurable in the future, because based on the prompt engineering and the quality of the prompt engineering, we can obtain different results. This is to answer to the first question. For the second question, the solution we found is not only to generate a blockchain intellectual property certificate, but also to take, again, the AI creation, to take the prompt and generate a US copyright certificate, which means your asset is not only protected in blockchain, but also in a conventional world. This is the first point. The second point, the difficulty we have today is we need to go through a KYC, because as a creator, you need to be verified to be able to generate a US copyright certificate, right? So if the two conditions are done, then we can talk about IP transfer, which means you're going to obtain not only the smart contract specifying your royalties as the owner or your percentages as the owner, but also a conventional certificate offline, a PDF, saying like Mr. E is the owner of the creation created by Mr. B, and having, for example, X amount of percentage of IP. So let's say tomorrow Pfizer invests in the 20% you have as IP from this scientific formula. So Pfizer have to pay you out. So they pay you out, and that's the best way to obtain your ROI, right? So this is my vision about the future of investment using IP as an asset.
So it's
I hope it's clear.
It's almost like an intellectual property marketplace,
exactly,
on chain,
exactly,
where everybody gets rewarded in just like gigantic feedback loop, kind of like the internet of value type.
1000%.
Stocks of intellectual property, actually.
Exactly. Yes. We focus on IP as a base. Exactly.
Well, I've got to say, Javier, and thank you, Sam, for the presentation too. That is like,
thank you,
really interesting. I'm going to have to dive a little bit deeper into you guys as well. But I want to give a huge shout out to Blockbolt for coming on and presenting today as well. Kind of the e-commerce aspects and the programmability and different options for payments. For I fervently believe that a lot of people like just out in society right now that aren't really even in this industry anywhere else are going to kind of start moving on chain and almost kind of this marketplace type weird, thing. And it's like, at the end of the day, you're going to need so many different solutions for like point of sale type aspects and all this stuff that are going to have a lot of different options. But Blockbolt, Fantasy Extreme, Bit Quantum as well. And then Javier, well, I didn't ask you, well, you did kind of mention a little bit, Sam, but the experience with Quantum Leap Labs, you said, has been great. So Javier, you've gotten a lot of kudos today from the IC North America Hub aspect and Quantum Leap Labs. I hope the community all enjoys this. And Javier, we appreciate you bringing everybody on today.
Thank you so much, also Infinity, both of you guys, for all your effort. You are doing an amazing job. And I just want to stand out to finish that we already interview more than 65 projects, in different ecosystems, from Web2 to go through ICP, also from hackathons. And we select, I think, like 7-8 projects in total that we are incubating now. This is a successful rate of 10%. It means the project that we showcase, they are the top projects, of course, and the most promising projects to build on the internet computer. And this is something as well to clap to the teams, because they are doing an amazing job. This is the first cohort. We will continue with more cohorts and try to get the best projects on building on ICP. But yeah, today I feel super proud, guys, for your words and the big work that you are doing. Congratulations, everyone.
Javier, where can we go to hear? I know that, like you mentioned, that you're doing so many different. You've done a ton of podcasts and everything too. Where can we go to hear the ones that you're doing on a more consistent basis?
Oh, yeah, my podcast is Let's Talk ICP. You can go directly Google it, Let's Talk ICP podcast, and I interview, I think, 64, 65 episodes. All the founders of the best or biggest projects on the internet computer, also people from the Definity Foundation, KOLs, influencers. And this is a little bit special podcast, because this is something like I'm doing from my personal capacity, because I love to talk with founders and also learn more about them and see their vision. And of course, you can Google it, Let's Talk ICP podcast. And I want to have you guys, Infinity, and because I know you are in this space from a long time ago. And I would like to have you as well to show your experiences and all the cool things that you are doing, guys.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. And for those of you guys that aren't aware, obviously we do have a grant with Genfinity, so we do plan to continue doing these. You can check out genfinity.io for the IC recaps that we've been doing. We'll probably do a post-podcast article on this. We do get we try to be as comprehensive as possible. So anytime we're doing anything, you'll see maybe probably an article on the back end of it that loops in with the audio and everything else that we're doing. We really appreciate everybody joining with us today. And that being said, I wanted to give a shout out to Darren, who helps us to put all these together on a consistent basis. Javier, Sam, Pradeep, Dars, Malik, Sherry. Hang out with me for 1 second, guys, as I end this stream just to make sure that it uploads. And thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity. See you next time.
See you. Bye-bye.